Kenya is one of the world's most popular tourism destinations, attracting millions of tourists over the past years. The country is endowed with attractive tourist sites, rich culture, striking geographical diversity and landscapes ranging from beautiful beaches to animal parks and archaeological sites. Visiting this magical country, you are sure to get enticed. Western Kenya is an area of great geographic, cultural and natural diversity, offering the visitors just as much, if not more, than many of Kenya's best-known tourist areas, and this is our destination of choice. Many people would agree that the Rift Valley is one of the greatest valleys around that stretches as far from the Dead Sea, Mozambique. We spent the first night in the Bogoria spa resort and it felt like home away from home. A place of beauty that calms your mind and rejuvenates the body.
What a nice way to start your morning other than waking up to a beautiful sunrise. This is exactly what we experienced here at the spa resort in Bogoria. We're going later to Lake Bogoria and we're going to have so much fun. Stay with us, let's learn more about the Western circuit in terms of tourism.
A rift formed by the valley through the country's middle, beginning from Turkana, which is located north, to the south where you will find Magadi. In between these 2 points are many lakes: Lake Bogoria, Lake Baringo, Lake Nakuru, Lake Naivasha, and Lake Elementaita. Out of all these lakes, 2 are freshwater lakes, that is, Lake Naivasha and Lake Baringo, and the rest are soda lakes and are fairly shallow. At the foot of Laikipia Escarpment lies Lake Bogoria, a 32 square kilometers volcanic soda lake just about 8 meters deep. It is a perfect environment for flamingos. The lake is best known for the hot springs. Visit the western shores and to marvel at the supernatural landscape of swampy grass, hot springs, bubbling pools and wild geysers that shoot steam 3 meters high every 3 minutes. But we were not lucky to see this during our day of visit, since the water levels had increased, covering most of the hot springs. But all in all, we were able to see a few, and I tell you, it was amazing. And I say this for lack of a better word.
Yeah, we finally made it to Lake Baringo and we drove all the way for the hot springs. We didn't get to see so much because the water levels have really gone up and have hidden some of them. But we were lucky that we could see some of them and we still enjoyed. But one thing though, we forgot to carry eggs. But I'm told if you came with your egg here, you can cook it and eat it at the same time. So we've enjoyed so much and we're seeing the beautiful lake and the sceneries around here. And this is just the beginning. There's much more. So keep it on with us. Let's have fun. Let's get to see how beautiful Kenya is.
After the visit to the lake, I came to an agreement with the famous geologist J.W. Gregory when he said that it is the most beautiful view. Truly, it is the jewel of the Great Rift Valley. The highlands and escarpment of the North Rift Valley provide some of the country's most inspiring views across the broad and Kerio Valley. A snake-like tarmac road meanders down to Chablagoj on Kerio River before leading to Cabernet Town. The sights are breathtaking. Kerio Valley in the Elgeyo Marakwet County could probably soon be shortlisted in the wonders of the world records. The magical laid fall steps, steep escarpment facing the valley that is extensively covered with acacia vegetation paint a magnificent land on the Kenya Rift Valley. Our next stop was in Iten, the home of champion Kenyan athletes, the likes of the legendary Kipchoge Keino and Henry Rono. Decades ago, set the bar high and established the country's prowess as an athletics powerhouse. And ever since, Kenya has become a gold mine for world-beating champions, athletes and runners.
On this 32nd running of the London Marathon. Look at this, Lel opens up the guns and away he goes, Kabeda responds, but Lel's going to take second. Brilliant run by him, he's second again, 3 times winner, second this time. Once again, gets the silver medal, and that's Robert Kabeda gritting his teeth. Kabeda gets 3rd place, so that's a wonderful, wonderful recovery by Kabeda. Certainly ran a good tactical race to come through. He's gone past...
This fertile ground for the development of the world-beating athletes has created an international phenomenon, as many runners across the world seek to come and discover the source of Kenya's athletes' prowess. And one interesting fact about it is that every time you turn your head, there are people running. Many champion Kenyan athletes give back to the sport and set training camps where they develop upcoming athletes and share their talent. Lorna Kiplagat dons the Dutch colors, but she is a common figure in Iten, where she owns and runs a camp. Her camp specializes in training women. The gym here is a state-of-the-art, equipped with the latest machines. She is the founder of the Lorna Kiplagat Sports Academy, with the only tartan track outside Nairobi. Sport, and especially athletics, has become key in promotion of tourism, a role that the Kenyan athletes have played and continue to play.
My name is Willy Songok. I'm just the manager of the High Altitude Training Center. And what we do here, we have the facilities. What we provide is we just have the facilities. And our guests that normally come here, they just come here to train. They just, running, they just do it by themselves. Then they come and use the facilities. What makes Iten an ideal place is first is the altitude. The altitude here is 2,400, and also the training areas. The training ground is very good, and also I think also the locals are very they're very nice people. They are very nice to the foreigners.
Now I would like to take you to our next 2 stops, the Kakamega Forest Reserve and the Mount Elgon National Park. Mount Elgon National Park is 169 square kilometers that surrounds the Kenya's 2nd highest mountain. The park is world famous for its spectacular bat-filled lava caves, some of which are visited by troops of elephants in search of salt seasonally.
My name is Jackson Gibor. I'm the tourism officer in Mount Elgon National Park. And where we are standing now is the Kitum Cave in Mount Elgon. We have about 5 caves in this park. And the key one, the major attraction of the caves is this one, the Kitum. Behind me here is the Kitum cave. The cave is 160 meters deep and occasionally visited by elephants to come and mine salts and wallow in the pool of water which is just beside us here. So basically, this is about Kitum Cave. The cave is one of the, from the historical perspective of this cave, it used to host ceremonies and hence the name Kitum. Tum is just about ceremonies in the Kalenjin dialect. So we believe the people who are the first people who are living around this place used to come here for their ceremonies.
On our day of visit, we explored the famous Kitum caves, and it was an amazing moment for me. The flora in this park is diversified according to terrains, and dramatic ascents of altitude combined with the vagaries of rainfall produce a series of distinct vegetation communities on Mount Elgon. Then, on our way out of the park, there was a herd of waterbucks and zebras grazing. Our next stopover was the Kakamega rainforest, and this, out of all the places, was the most tranquil and serene sight for me. It was magnificent, and I say this for a lack of a better word. Kakamega rainforest is the only tropical rainforest in Kenya of the Guinea-Congolian type. It once stretched across the Central Africa to East Africa. The forest has over 360 species of birds, 380 species of plants, and 400 species of butterflies.
I'm Solomon Kita, chairman of Kafukokon. Kafukokon means Kakamega Forest Community Kite Network. So Kakamega Forest is the only lowland tropical rainforest found in Kenya. That's to mean that the equal line passes through Kakamega Forest, and it is similar to those forests found in Central Africa and West Africa. Within East Africa, we have similar forests in Uganda, like Kabale, Budongo, Buhindi, Mukahinga, which are similar to this one. We also have similar forests in Congo, Kenya, Cameroon, and Central Africa. In 1930s and 40s, this forest used to stretch right away from West Africa, this side, and then people came and started settling grassland areas. And then they had to clear the forest in between here, Uganda and West Africa for farming. That's why this one, the only one left in Kenya, similar to those one found in West Africa. The whole Kakamega Forest covers the area of 240 square kilometers and is managed by two governmental bodies. Northern side with this site is under Kenya Wildlife Service, while southern part is under Forest Service. The side which is more natural is this side because they don't allow anybody to add anything in the forest or remove anything from the forest. I, with my organization called Kafukokon, we are doing education awareness to the local people. We sometimes go in the local community around, educate them about the border of this forest, so for them not to destroy the forest. Also, we have been going around the schools around the forest, educate them about environmental conservation. Every schools which are coming around the forest for the children to grow with that idea of conservation in their minds. So we are doing that.
The rainforest is penetrated by a network of walking, hiking trails, silent with only the melody of singing birds, whispering trees, rasp of butterflies as they fly on by. There are historical trees as old as 700 years, the only forest in Kenya that has both the primary and secondary forest. Being here for the few hours, I realized that green is the prime color of the world and that from which its loveliness arises.